18,000 youth from 100 dioceses packed the arena. Joining us now is Star Parker, president of the Center for Urban Renewal and Education, and Catherine Lopez, editor-at-large of the National Review. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Let's talk about, I don't know, maybe, how about like the March for Life?
That's a good
idea. Did you hear anything about
that? Has it been all consuming in Washington for the last 48 hours?
It has for me. We've been on the air live since 9 o'clock in the morning. Catherine Jean, tell us about your perceptions, your thoughts about today's march.
Oh my goodness, it's been incredible. Literally, it's been consuming for over 48 hours in Washington, going to the Vigil Mass and so many, the March for Life conference, and there are just so many things going on. And you run into pro-lifers everywhere. And Vice President Pence going to the march today was just a game changer because you have mainstream media covering it, which has never really happened before.
And if they do, it's on the bottom of the Metro section B, you know,
right.
sort of
and
with
you
a line.
See the small counter protest.
Right.
Here, everybody sort of was forced because high-level administration officials showed up to pay attention to the joy of these young people who showed up on the mall today.
So, Star, I remember we talked last week, I think, about the Women's March. And at the time, you told me that there was one word that it could be summed up in, that Women's March, and it was me. What's the word for the pro-life march?
Oh, I'll have to make up a word. How about Jubahumble?
Jubahumble. Okay, that's a great word. I'll take that.
Very joyful, but very humble. We're talking about youth who have come year after year, last year slushing through the snow and getting stuck on freeways. But something changed when we have this new opportunity with the new president to focus on life and get an appointment to the Supreme Court. It's getting closer. We've been very hopeful up until this moment, and what we saw today was a lot of joyful.
Someone in the newsroom earlier this week, I think it was Jason Calvi, said it's pro-life Christmas around here for everybody.
We didn't get the snow, so
that was it. That's right. You have been going to the march, Catherine, for over 2 decades. Did this year feel different?
Yeah, no, it absolutely did. It was a big march the first year President Obama was elected, and I felt like people needed to be reinforced in hope. You know, obviously it was going to be hard, 4 years, maybe 8 years, but they still had hope, and there were still things they could do, and they could still pray, and there's some. This year, you had. I so agree about the humility. It's still a somber anniversary. Roe v. Wade is still the law of the land. We have a better shot at the Supreme Court here now, obviously because of who will be appointing Supreme Court justices. So yeah, there's a lot of hope, but there's also a lot of reality about the fact that there's a lot of work to do on many fronts.
Because people saw mercy. That's what I think some of that joy was, that, Lord, you've heard our prayers. We've been praying for 44 years. We've been quiet. You mentioned the march last week. They left all their filth. We're quiet. We move slowly, and I think people were just sensing that, wow, Lord, you heard us. You didn't snow on us either.
That's right, and like a blizzard like last year. I'm sorry, Catherine Jean, we're going to have to leave it there. Star Parker, Center for Urban Renewal and Education. Catherine Jean Lopez of National Review. Thank you, ladies, for coming in and joining us on this March for Life Day.